Why is procurement important nowadays? That's the topic of this video. 30 years ago, supply chain was not a common topic in business schools. Marketing, human resources, organizational design, all topics covered by thoughtful instructors. If supply chain was addressed, it was usually perfunctory in the scope of an operations management class, for example. However, that's changed a lot in the interval. Why? Did someone think the topic was neglected? Maybe a fashionable book was written on the topic? Sure, those things could have happened. But that wasn't it. As a separate video discusses, a confluence of factors caused extended or international trade to balloon. And when it did, business folks had an epiphany. Now I want to discuss asteroids impacting the Earth. But before I do that, let me discuss America's industrial microclusters. Where is the U.S. headquarters for financial services? Obviously New York. For film and TV production? Yes, it's Hollywood. For automotive manufacturing? Detroit, the Motor City. For technology? Right, it's Silicon Valley. Why were these industries concentrated in these areas? The answer is that usually there was some access to raw materials or a skilled workforce. In modern business parlance, there was a hospitable ecosystem, etc. But as we reviewed in a separate video, the emergence of extended supply chains disrupted this simple paradigm. Today, large technology campuses might dot the South Bay area, but they support delivery centers located all over the world. Same with automotive and entertainment production. Okay, back to asteroids impacting Earth. Does the concentration of a supply chain in a locality increase or decrease the risk of business disruption caused by an asteroid strike? Think about it. Or to put it another way, does having an extended supply chain, maybe one located throughout the world, increase or decrease risk? Obviously, if every location were redundant in making the same pieces, for example, the risk would be lower. However, that is uncommon. Normally, each locality adds a little value. However, you need all the locations to produce a product. The answer is that it adds risk. The risk of an asteroid impacting Detroit may be low, but the likelihood of an impact at any one of the several hundred places responsible for parts needed in final assembly is much higher. Sure, asteroid risk is low, but currency, transportation, and geopolitical risk are much more common, and these uncertainties need to be managed proactively. Contingencies need to be made for foreseeable happenings. That's why supply chain is a fashionable topic these days. As it has become extended, risk has multiplied. And as it has, it needs to be managed. That's why the world needs supply chain folks. A fine example of this was how Toyota managed the disruption caused by the earthquake and tsunami that struck Japan in 2011. The company had already made plans for such eventuality. It had diversified its suppliers geographically, building redundancy, and it added shifts and changed production to unaffected facilities to maintain production and fill orders.